All right, so it's time for a little bit of a reflection session here. So, first of all, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. So, this last week, couple of weeks, even they've been rough, a little bit rough for me because, like, I haven't necessarily lost that much, but like price action has been difficult, and I have started to see in my actions a little bit like things that I should cut off and problems with my trading. And as a person who always tries to be better as a trader, I really need to tackle these issues. And yeah, I could do, or I could just leave this video not recorded, but I just thought that these kind of things are very important for profitability. And especially people who are not profitable traders, you should take these things that I'm going to talk about very seriously, because this is going to help you become consistently profitable, certainly. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through this right now. So what I wrote to my journal here is that it's been difficult conditions. The last step to profitability is not to take unnecessary losses. So basically, if you are unprofitable, often the problem is not that you cannot read the price. It's that you know you lose unnecessarily much during like seek and destroy conditions, high resistance, price action as well. And that's very big, large problem for many people. So what I put here is be much more picky. I would rather miss a setup than take a stupid loss. So that's not necessarily good advice for everyone, because if you think about it, trying to miss, or like trying to be extra picky, can make you scared of executing any trades then. And I've been there. I've been when I started trading, I was that trader who wasn't capable of taking any setups, because I was like, oh, is this going to work, is this not going to work? Then the kind of setup comes, and then I just end up not executing it, and it kind of leaves without me. That happened very often for me, because especially when you trade like 1 minute chart, the entry can be very sudden, or not even sudden, but you kind of have to you kind of need to have an idea of what you want to see. Because let's say you trade like IFEGs. Let me find you some good IFEG. So let's say you trade like IFEGs, like this one. You want to execute long here, all right? So where you want to enter from that IFEG there, but it closes. You are kind of hesitating whether or not you should enter into the trade, and then all of a sudden it's already trading up here, and you've missed the setup because you hesitated. Also, this one didn't work very well. Let's say you target the high here. No, there's no um, profit in that trade, but you know what I'm saying. Like, but for me, it's definitely currently the situation that I don't have that fear anymore of executing. It's rather that I see these setups that actually look pretty good, but they end up not working. Usually they don't work because I would say it's because of certain conditions that are related to like economic calendar and previous day's price action. I'm going to run you through these things, but for example, today, we got all the things midnight open above opening range gap. I wanted to target this consequent encroachment, which was lining up with that buy side, initial buy side here. Market was bullish the last evening as well, so I was like, oh, we're we're probably going to go long, and even if we are not going to break like above, we're probably going to like take out this buy side here. So what I did, I wanted to go long, so I took a long here. When we trade above here, we put on first percentage fair value gap here, inverse that. So that inverse is where I get into long. And for me, this is like a textbook setup. Like, this is a good setup. Like, I wanted to take that, and I'm not mad that I executed this, but you know I'm finding myself, like, especially in certain conditions, I'm finding myself taking these type of setups very often where it actually looks good, but it loses. And uh and so let me read this further. So I know what the problem is for me. Every time I take a stupid loss, price action is high resistance. It can destroy heavy manipulation. And then I wrote that I should know when to walk away. This way, you will thrive more than you can imagine. Often, the trades I lose are very good as well. Exactly what I'd like to see. So this is example of that. Like, that this is exactly what I wanted to see. Like, all the stars are lining up. We even inversed the fair value gap, first percent fair value gap here, and that was good for me. Like, I liked that we swept the low here. So but what was the problem today? Well, I'll get into that real soon. But so often the trades that I lose are very good as well. Exactly what I'd like to see. They just happen in seek and destroy days. Learn in advance when those days are likely to happen and walk away. So that's what I wrote. So basically, what's the thing in here is that in those days when price action is supposed to be very good, and it is actually as well. In those days, I'm capable of thriving and taking very nice trades. In other days, when price action, you can anticipate it being bad, and then when price action is actually bad, I can then in those days as well, I usually see some good setups, and they usually are, like, sometimes even they are very good setups in as today. But the reason that it didn't really work out is because this is more like a seek and destroy day, and it's not that much of a seek and destroy now that I'm thinking about it, because we are not sweeping buy side at any point here. Probably like lunch hours gonna drive to the upside, but my thing is that this is probably a day that I should have avoided, considering the fact how large range yesterday was. So this is one rule: when the previous day has been very large range, the next day's AM session can chop or move like a small amount, and it's actually not moving a small amount. Like, these candles are large, like candle in here almost 100 points, over 100 point candles. So, like, it's actually moving a lot, but it's not moving where I want to see it move, and it's more so just stalling around, a little bit moving to the downside, building buy side. It's not really expanding. It's not really low resistance liquidity run. So the important thing is, and would be here, to kind of know that maybe like this morning when I got into the charts, I should have realized that, all right, we had massive range yesterday. Today's AM session is probably not going to be as good because of the massive range candle that we saw yesterday. And that would have kind of I should have maybe understood from that kind of way of thinking that, okay, maybe today is not the greatest day, maybe I shouldn't trade. And that way I would have avoided these losses, because it's super annoying, because especially in certain conditions, market can put on like 3 days out of week, it can be like this, and then a couple of days a week it can be actually good pricing where you could make money. But then every time it's seek and destroy, every time it's high resistance liquidity runner, you are losing because of those kind of days. And the worst thing, even with like high resistance liquidity runs, it's not even that you lose one time, but it's that if you got high resistance liquidity run and you actually have a target, but market is not quite reaching there, in this type of consolidations, and even this is not necessarily a consolidation, it's moving lower, but it's not moving very eagerly, not many gaps here. So this is what I mean. So the worst thing in these type of conditions are that it's actually giving you multiple entries. So if you are married to your trade idea, you could go long here, from that go long here, you could go long here, another long here. Worst case scenario, you try to even add to the position in these areas and maybe even go long here. And you trade pre-market, you got try to go long here, and you just lose. And this is the worst thing in high resistance liquidity rounds, because even if you were absolutely correct with your bias, because let's say PM session or a PM session or lunch hour runs to some of these highs like that, I'm going to tell myself that I was correct with the bias, but not with the AM session though, because AM session didn't really move much. But yeah, with AM session there's actually either the buy side, or then we are just going to down for the 15 minutes BC. But yeah, overall don't really like the price action right now here. So yeah, so really avoiding the. Let me just see what I put there as well. So yeah, avoiding the unnecessary losses is the most important thing for many people. So if you have charts and your understanding of technicals is good, as it is for many people, you don't have to worry about the technicals. But in this point, it's just important to know when not to trade and when to trade. And things like no news Monday can be bad. Thursday before NFP, day before CPI can be bad. We can even check that out. Today we got CPI. What was yesterday? So yesterday was day before CPI. All right. So PM session was good, although I don't know what these candles are like. Let's say you are short in here. This candle rips through your stop loss. That's gonna blow your account. So, but what do we have here? So day before CPI, we got the AM session. Let's just review this quickly. So AM session here from, let's say, 9:30 to 11:30. We got like a range here. We are not moving much of anywhere. And I don't even remember. Maybe I took even a loss yesterday. I don't know. Oh, let me just remember. Oh yeah, right. So what I saw is this inversed. So I was kind of thinking, okay, I wanted to initially see shorts, but this inversed. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, we're probably going to go long here. So what I did was I was trying to snipe some type of, I believe, long setup. Yeah. So what did I do here? I tried a long, like here, and it wasn't the worst idea, but it just didn't work out. And what do you know? The whole session is a bullshit seek and destroy again. And I could have just been yesterday morning that, all right, I'm not going to trade today. I'm going to tape read. The reason being tomorrow is CPI, and in that way I would have avoided that loss as well. So I don't know. These conditions past couple of weeks have been interesting. A lot of volume, a lot of volatility. Other days the volume, like almost every day, the volume is high. as you can see, like 100-point candles here. Every day the volume is high, but other days the volume is actually gives clean price action, and other days the price action is like this barcoding, like what the fuck is this, man? You know, so you know, odd an environment here has certainly caused me to kind of think about this, avoiding days that are usually bad for me, and bad in terms of price action anyway, like objectively. So I will certainly make some type of, and I will do some type of journaling in this evening, and I will think about a little bit more about my rule set for my trading strategy, um, especially with like what are my trading times. So I will refine my trading schedule a little bit better, and also there will be I don't usually trade the PM session, but I would want to start trading PM session as well in some way. But yeah, certainly things like day before CPI slash NFP horrible trading day. Sometimes they can be good, but this is also one thing that I've experienced is that I almost feel like I want to trade like let's say the no news Monday. That's a perfect example because sometimes no news Mondays are actually very good in terms of price action, and I see people on YouTube like just like trading those days, just normally live trading, going streaming and stuff like that. And people just make money in those days, and I feel like, oh, I want to trade no news Mondays as well. Like it can't really hurt me. Like I think I can figure that thing out. But like at the end of the day, yeah, I can catch good trade probably on no news Monday, but there are probably going to be more higher likelihood that the no news Monday is going to be like higher resistance, and then I'm going to get chopped because maybe like a couple of times a week I get a very good trade and make nice profits, but then all of those profits are undermined when I start trading these type of days. When, for example, today, on hindsight, I shouldn't have traded today. So this is exactly the thing. Yeah, thing like I need to realize when not to trade, and that's what I'm kind of doing here. So these type of things, no news Monday as well. No news Monday, day before CPI, NFP. What else would you have? I don't know. I'm not sure if this thing, but like morning session before FOMC, that could be bad. These are the general things. Morning session after large daily candle. And then, I can still trade, let's say, to this day, morning session after large raised candle. So, for example, I could trade this day, but I'm just not going to trade the morning session. I'm going to trade the PM session specifically. Things like that. Let me think something else. All right, we could put like day. No. Let's NFP Thursday. That's the right one. NFP Thursday there. USD bank holiday. And day after. So that's as far as I'm concerned. Usually bank holidays are usually not very good price action, and the day after bank holiday can be even worse. But yeah, I'll definitely have to investigate that. So maybe let's say we got like red folder news after USD bank holiday the next day. Could that indicate that the price action is going to be fine? I'm not sure. So I guess that's kind of the gist of it. You know what I'm saying? So uh, these are the general days when you may, or maybe I should at least start avoiding the price action. Yeah, some days the PM session could be better than the AM session. So, for example, the FOMC, I don't know, some Fed stuff could be a very good PM session, but that could cause the AM session to be bad. But yeah, I'll figure this out and I'll let you know, and maybe do a little bit thorough video about all of this. But yeah, until then, subscribe to the channel and like the video, and see you soon.